Channel 4 scraps Bake Off episode starring Scott Mills from a BBC News article online. A celebrity episode of The Great British Bake Off featuring DJ Scott Mills will not be broadcast, Channel 4 has said. The former Radio 2 breakfast show host was sacked by the BBC last month over a historical allegation of serious sexual offences. Mills has said he fully cooperated and responded to an earlier police investigation which didn't result in criminal charges and did not want to comment further. He had already filmed the Great Celebrity Bake Off for Stand Up to Cancer, but Channel 4 said he had carefully considered the circumstances and taken the decision not to air the episode featuring him. Acknowledging the seriousness of the accusations that have been made against Scott, we don't believe it would be appropriate to air the episode at this time, Channel 4 said. Scott has also been dropped for other things that he's supposed to be doing. Also, I believe he's supposed to be supporting a band. Also, certain charities that he's an ambassador for, has some sort of connection to. They have also done similar. Firstly, he was sacked from BBC, but it was abrupt, and it just felt like at the beginning people didn't even know he was sacked. It just felt like he was no longer part of it. Then we got more information. But one thing that I would like to mention is people are doing all of these things now because they are saying it's because of the seriousness of the allegations, regardless of if he's guilty or not. The allegations are serious, so we're doing this. One thing I would like to say is, didn't these same people, when the allegations first were part of the police investigation, I believe 2 or 3 years ago, didn't they then drop him? Why didn't they drop him then? It was the same allegations, I believe. So weren't they serious enough then, or is it because at that time there wasn't all this coverage and backlash, so you thought you'd use your employee who gets you a lot of viewers and money and all of the other things through, because he's one of your most well-paid and one of your most popular employees, and his shows are popular, so you thought you'd use him. And then now that everybody's speaking about it, now you have to immediately sack him or remove him from shows or episodes and all of these things. That's why I like to ask these people that they were the same allegations, so one is serious enough before. Also, I'd like to add that now is the time to stop paying the license for the BBC. That goes to the BBC, I believe. Our TV license, as far as I'm aware, is only for the BBC. It's not for any other channels. So I'm not even speaking about lowering the fee or freezing the fee or anything like that. The fee should be completely scrapped because our money is going to BBC, and we've seen so many scandals with them. And people like these are getting paid through our money. And also, they're allowed to say or write or in other ways say pathetic things like people in Iran, or at least one person in Iran allegedly wanted the whole country bombed. Of course, they can't provide who he is. Forget about it being anonymous and protecting the life of the person who allegedly said it. He doesn't effing care about his own life if he's thinking that it's okay to be bombed. So tell us who he was. Tell us the rat who said that he wants his country to be bombed. Of course, they're not going to do that because it's most probably a lie. So BBC is allowed to do all of this and no questions asked, and we're paying for this through our taxes or through our license fees or whatever else. So now is the time. Everybody get together and forget about people paying or not paying. We don't want that discussion anymore. We want the discussion to be scrap the license fee. If the BBC want to continue being paid, find you other ways to be paid. But we're not going to pay your license fee. That's what we should be saying now. They've had too many chances. And in fact, this discussion should have been had years ago. But now is the time. Another scandal that they probably knew about a few years ago, but now it seems like they're making it out like they're going to act now. So just like them, we should act now and get together to ensure that there is no more license fee and no more money given to the BBC by the taxpayers.